Well, my father came back from the war. He was a prisoner of war of the Italians, and I didn't know my father until 1946 when he came home and was released from the prisoner of war. He'd escaped from Italy into Switzerland, and that's where he ended. And then he was repatriated from Switzerland to Britain. Now, there was no work up here, so he went down to Southampton for a year. So it was 1946 when he came back home. Then he started to work for Lane Fox. He started at Thorntree Gill, and then from Thorntree Gill he came back further into Peterlee, and he continued to work with Lane Fox. Then I joined them as an apprentice joiner in 1954 at Little Eden. That was the first little job that I had, and then we finished around the Little Eden area and then went down to Fulwell Road. We did the estate there, and then from there went on to, it's the right hand side of Essington Way as it's called now, from the town centre as if you're heading toward Easington Village. That part was built, and then Low Hills Road and all the way around there. Then there was the shops. That was the final part that Lane Fox had in the town centre, and then by 1962 he finished in Peterlee, and then went from there to Norton, Stockton, and then from there to Seaburn. So I've always worked from Lane Fox all the time, apart from one little time when there was a bad winter and we were all laid off, and I got a little job locally and then went back once the winter was finished. And then when work finished in 1970, I went as a salesman and finished my work period as a salesman. I was born in Haswell Plough, and then I married a girl from Hordern, so we lived in Hordern for 5 or 6 years, from 1960 to 66. So we moved into Peterlee in 1966, and this is the second house we've had. They pulled the other one down. The council put us into here, and we've been here since 1977. So we've lived in this house for 43 years. We've had no problems with it. We had the builders in about 20 years ago, and they had to renew some of the upstairs because it's timber framed on the first floor, and that was renewed. The roof has been replaced, but other than that, it is as it is. It's a big house for a 2-bedroomed house. It's an unusual house because we always say it's an upside down house, because your bathroom, your kitchen, another sitting room is upstairs, as well as this room and the wash house here. The way it was designed was that there's a carport, and the upstairs room is wider than what the house is downstairs. So the cantilever went across the carport and then extended for about 1.5 meters after that. But there was a fault in it, and the cantilever started to sag. So what they've done is to prop it up and put steel RSJs in, and that was done before we moved in 43 years ago. So nothing has ever moved whatsoever, and the foundations are deep. In fact, when the builders came to do something with the house, they couldn't find the bottom of the foundations, they couldn't find the end of the concrete. So it's solid, no problems with it at all. And it's a good house. It's warm, it's dry. We've never had any damp, we've never had any moisture problems at all. In fact, it's sometimes over dry and we're putting steam into it to keep it in. So it's an amazing house, really. I mean, all of this area here used to be streams. I mean, we still have a stream that comes through from the bank that's out the back, and the water settles outside. It runs down under the ground to where we used to live at the bottom of Helford Road, and then it would come out and pool in the winter. But it's an interesting part, because when we first moved in, I double dug the garden and I found 2 artefacts, and I took it to the museum, what used to be the archaeological museum at Durham on the riverside, and he said that what I'd found was a Stone Age axe head. And then we found another square piece of almost like granite, and it looks, he says, is that it's a hand grinder for corn from prehistory, and that was dug out of here.